And now, the conclusion. But they find a way to sideline Dumbledore, so Dumbledore doesn't really do much in this movie because he was like under house arrest, I think is the best way to put it.
From now on, I shall know every spell you cast.
Can we talk about how they just put like magic handcuffs on Dumbledore?
Yeah,
like the strongest wizard ever? They can just do that? Whatever, I guess.
Okay, yeah. They couldn't have Dumbledore because they wanted to keep Newt as the main character, so they just kept him sidelined with him in the house.
Well, he said he wouldn't fight him. He didn't just tell him that he made a blood stump with him.
Oh.
I'm not sure why. It's not. Is it embarrassing? They already knew they were gay for each other.
Do they?
I mean, I thought they gathered that.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how common...
It's okay to be gay in this universe, right? Is it a homophobic universe?
I don't know. Well, like, I don't know, because I know that's kind of when J.K. Rowling said that, but I don't know if that was common knowledge to the public. I mean, maybe it could be. I don't know.
I mean, it was implied with his... He's not, like, trying to hide it. We were brothers. No, we were closer than brothers.
He's not, like, necessarily trying to hide it, but he's also not, like, coming out and saying it, like, we were in love. He did it, like, wink.
Okay. Well, he probably could have just told him that.
Yeah, he could have. That's what I'm saying. He could have, but I don't know how... I'm just trying to say, I don't know how common knowledge that is that him and, like, they were lovers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, who knows?
Who knows?
Anyways, oh yeah, I have another thing for our retcon list.
Okay.
Because I submit that the entirety of Credence being his brother basically functions as a retcon. Because Dumbledore explains the entire story of him versus Grindelwald to him. And he doesn't mention the whole... I had a brother...
I had a secret brother.
I had this, also this like weird whole side thing of me having a secret brother. And then him trying to take over the world. And like... That was a whole weird thing. But given how these movies function, Credence might die in the first scene of next movies. So
I would actually applaud at that. I'd be like, wow, take it away. It'd be like a Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it's just like, wow, I guess that really went nowhere.
Do we want to talk about how Grindelwald... So Grindelwald is supposed to be like almost a sympathetic villain where you're like, oh, I can see where you're coming from. But one of his first scenes... He kills a baby, and you're like...
Well, the first scene he kills is a cute animal, and then the next scene he kills a baby, and then he's like, doesn't do anything for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, then he's like, sits on a
roof for the next 10 days. just
chilling.
In his sexy position.
Yeah, he's like, got
hey,
his boots up.
Yeah,
hey, Credence.
And then the end of the movie, he's like, no, I'm not the violent one. It is you who are the violent ones.
Muggles.
And then he summons a giant fire dragon to commit mass murder on a giant scale.
On Paris.
Yeah, because it's not even like you tried to like sort of say like, okay, well, I mean his followers are gone, so I guess they'll just think that. But he tries to unleash the dragon on literally the entire city, so. I think they would probably figure that out somehow.
I guess they could blame it on the Aurors. I don't know.
Who are all dead conveniently.
Oh, yeah. See, I don't know. I don't know why he sent the dragon out. Because, like...
He gained nothing from that.
Yeah.
He could have just left.
He should. Yeah. I guess they wanted to end with the big action scene.
Oh, dang. But it's like the lamest action scene.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
Together in a circle, you want into the earth. Or Paris will be destroyed. When this movie ends, you're like, oh, this movie built to nothing.
Yes.
Like, honestly, that scene, like, the ending scene could have been, like, within the first 20 minutes, so actually something could have happened in this movie. Because the whole point of this movie was leading to the reveal of, like, who is Credence, who the audience could care less about. And so, like, they had that big reveal scene, but it turns out that reveal scene is an anti-reveal scene because it revealed that Credence was nothing. And then
which means that the entire thing we've been learning the whole movie went absolutely nowhere. Also, Lita Lestrange, what are we supposed to gather from her? Because she had nothing to do with the plot in the end. Is it like a character study of Lita?
No. Well,
then what is her function?
To cause a love triangle almost, right?
That was like the most nothing love triangle ever. I guess she switched the babies, but that doesn't add anything to the story, really. That just completely undoes the entire mystery that they've been building up. I say that very reluctantly because this movie has no build-up, but...
Yes. But I also think they try to make it seem like she's a very important, because they actually show a backflash of her in...
A flashback?
Is that what I say? A backflash?
A backflash.
Backslash! Flashback. It's really late, okay? I'm kind of tired. Yeah, flashback with her and New. So, but she dies, right?
Yes.
So it's almost like the movie's like, they're trying to build up like an emotional thing of like her and Newt, even though you never really feel much between them, because Newt is so distant with humans.
Distant, and you can determine 0 character traits from her.
Yeah. So when she dies, you don't really.
Post a comment on this if you cried when she died. I would like to know.
I'll make like a 30-second video of me crying.
Yeah, please, Crimes of Grindelwald fangirls, please tell me if you cried during this, her death.
I mean, I guess the one good thing that she died is that it's slimming down the characters. Because for the next movie, I really hope there's not 100 different.
I feel like it's implied with the everyone standing together that Black Assassin Man will be a main character from now on.
I guess I'll have to learn his name.
Oh yeah, plot hole.
Oh,
So the whole thing Black Assassin Man is doing is trying to kill Credence because he thinks that...
He ruined his family, right?
No, he thinks... Okay, so the thing is, he thinks that Credence is the white dude's son.
Yes.
Who stole the black family's daughter.
Yes.
So he got an unbreakable vow because they learned...
Yeah.
They learned from his scars that he would kill the last person that the white man loved, which was not Lita because he hated Lita.
Yeah, Corvin?
Who's Corvin, who died in the Titanic.
Yes, because Credence
But the unbreakable vow is to kill him before his death, but if you break the unbreakable vow, you just die. So, what's the stakes? He could just wait for, his entire life and not do it. And then he would die anyways.
I honestly wasn't thinking that hard about Black Assassin Man's...
It needs more explanation.
Well,
it's his whole pointless motivation.
Yeah,
there should have been maybe a scene where he's like, "Oh, my whole life was a lie because Corvin died in the Titanic."
Yeah,
they don't have
he
any
just kind of shows up at the end. And you're like, "Oh, you're still here?"
There's no resolution to his character whatsoever. Yeah. Where's the scene where he's like, "Oh, my life is a lie. Corvin died in the Titanic."
Oh no! But in the end...
Which he must have been spending his last 15 years trying to do, but he seemed cool with it.
He was like, "Hey, I'm at Hogwarts now, it's fine."
Okay, whatever.
I wonder... I mean, it does imply that he's going to be a character next movie, but with the way J.K. Rowling writes, it's very plausible that he just never shows up again.
It would be the most uncomfortable thing ever if he just never showed up again. He would go down as the most pointless character out of any character ever written.
Yeah. I also don't need him back, because...
Please cut down all the characters other than the main 4.
Dumbledore
and Grindelwald. Please, we don't need anyone else.
No.
And I guess Credence probably is going to be in the next one.
Who knows?
Who knows, really?
Like you said, he's probably just going to end up dying in the first 2 seconds.
Smog.
Like Smog. Yeah, he totally
Okay, so anything else we want to say about the movie? Oh, yeah.
I would feel like I have a lot more to say, but I guess we said how I hate how magic works. We talked about how I don't like how they portrayed Grindelwald as a monster for the most part. I wish he was more sympathetic. I feel like they could have portrayed him as a monster in like the 4th or 5th movie, you know, like. But in the first introduction to Grindelwald, we should kind of like him.
Especially because the things he did that are bad are completely pointless to do.
Yeah, like it wasn't very motivated.
She went out of her way to write him as a complete bad guy. It's not like she like because she had to force the scene with him killing a baby, and
like we didn't need that scene,
and him killing a cute animal. It was kind of an ugly animal, but I guess it was helpful.
It was still an animal.
Yeah, it still does animal cruelty, but whatever.
I like this movie. We should have been like, you know, I could almost see why we would follow Grindelwald. Like,
it should be trying to expose.
They try to do that at the end.
The evilness that's in all of us. Oh yeah, so let's talk about how they try to do it at the end with Queenie.
Oh yeah, well, they were like, there is a scene with Queenie talking to one of his henchmen, but it's not like that scene ever. It's not like I was like, oh, I understand now why you would follow Grindelwald. It's just kind of like. She's just kind of there and has a cup of coffee.
I guess the explanation in the movie is that because Grindelwald is trying to break down the barrier between the magic and the human realm, she'll be able to marry him for realsies.
Yeah, because right now the wizards are living secluded, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can see that.
What makes it really dumb is that to do it, she broke up with Funny McFunnyson. Who's the person she's trying to marry.
Yeah. That doesn't make sense. It's almost like Anakin was like, so I have to join the dark side to magically save my wife, even though I end up killing her.
And then I end up choking her.
Yeah, I end up choking her. But, so yeah, okay, I can kind of see that.
But like...
Yeah,
but like, let's be real, it's the stupidest thing.
Yeah, it's really dumb because unlike Anakin, it's not like you ever see her like
it's like a weird
she never wrestles with
decision.
It. Yeah,
like she didn't have to join him right then. It seems like they're a pretty open group to join whenever. Maybe think about it for like a few more minutes.
Yeah, it's like, you know, let me explore my options. Maybe we'll get back
think it out about later. Maybe read the Grindelwald version of the Book of Mormon. You know, pray about it a little bit. Think about it instead of just making that split decision.
Let's not be rash.
It just feels incredibly forced.
Yeah,
whatever.
It's now or never. It's like I don't know how quickly World War II is. I mean, he vaped it, so I guess it's right.
It's pretty imminent, right? Because they said another World War, so World War I already happened.
It was 1927.
I do remember so that happens in like 15 years.
Yes, she has 15 years to think about it.
Fascists are the ones trying to prevent World War II now. Makes you think.
Yep. But yeah, so that was kind of dumb. It was like a little, it was a little too late to try to redeem Grindelwald at the end because you're already like, well, he's a horrible person already, and so we're always going to hate him. So there's like no ambiguity.
It also just removes all ambiguity from Dumbledore because at this point, this movie does everything it can to absolve Dumbledore of any fault whatsoever. Mm-hmm. He's a perfect angel in this movie who only can't kill Grindelwald because of a blood thump, not because he was actually secretly supportive of Grindelwald's racist policies the whole time.
Yeah, because like they were partners. No,
he was the one who he wanted to do it.
Like, he came up with the slogan, "The Greater Good," right?
Or somebody did. I don't know. He was part of it though.
Yeah,
he was there. Like this is super interesting stuff from the books. Like this is great stuff, but. Whatever, I guess. It's in
the end,
it doesn't matter.
Now,
he's a good guy.
Like a perfect character.
He's a good guy who wants to do the right thing and has no moral.
It's like Tom Cruise in every movie.
Yeah,
he wants to do the right thing,
and he has no moral complexion to it. It's not like a guy who has to live with faults for the rest of his life.
Yeah. Okay, let's go into predictions for the next three.
Remember we knew there was going to be a plot twist in this movie. And my prediction for the plot twist was that Dumbledore was going to be actually on his side, which would have been such an interesting plot twist.
Yeah, where
because he is for a portion. So
at least in the book,
In the book, yeah. So
I guess it's implied that he's already left.
Yeah, but that's the interesting part. Shows the interesting parts of this.
Yeah, I guess she wanted to tell Newt's story instead of Dumbledore's story. That's why she sidelined Dumbledore and put Newt in. What was I gonna say? Yeah,
I hate this movie.
it's really boring. It's one of the most boring movies I've seen in a
Yes.
little while.
Yes.
All the action scenes are so dull, and there's like all the intrigue is actually really
If
lame.
you want, feel free to put like a animal montage of annoying looking animals right here.
The Niffler.
The Niffler, the worst thing ever. It reminds me of the animal sidekick in the Dragon Prince, and I hate that.
Oh, I hate the Dragon Prince animals.
Oh,
It's the animals in that show. I can't stand it.
why is Momo cool?
I don't know.
Momo
Momo's
just
cool.
works. I love Momo. He's like my favorite character.
Yeah, Momo's great. Maybe because they don't show Momo's not in like every episode.
And he doesn't feel overly cute. Like he actually looks kind of creepy, which kind of helps. Because
Yeah.
like it doesn't feel like they're just trying to shove. Oh, Momo. Like
Yeah.
they're just kind of like, what even is the point of Momo the whole time? And it just works.
Momo works.
Momo's the only animal sidekick I can
the
think
little
of that I
lame
ever
dude does
didn't
not
like.
work. Yeah.
No, take that back. Hedwig worked. Hedwig was a great animal
I
sidekick.
like Hedwig too.
Yeah.
that was a good. To bring it back to Harry Potter.
Yeah. J.K. Rowling can write good animal sidekicks, and Hedwig's one of the best.
Not this movie.
No.
Oh yes. Do you want to go into predictions now? Because
yeah, sure.
because it would be great if Dumbledore can be an actual main character in the next one, and we can deal with his wrongs that he's done. Because I know this is J.K. Rowling, so I'm sure that she's gonna write this in the worst way, judging by how she's been writing lately.
Yeah.
But can we at least go into a little bit of like you said?
I
his
feel like she
wrongdoing?
has to. That's the whole point of
There's
the story.
3 more movies.
There's 3
somehow.
more movies, and that's the whole point of it originally being the story, is to talk about Dumbledore's faults the whole time.
Yeah.
And his like motivations and stuff. Like that's just the whole point of the Grindelwald story. So they have to at least a little bit.
They have to, but that doesn't mean they will. Judging by how
Yeah,
things have been going.
that's the unfortunate truth
But-
of this whole thing.
Okay, so let's try to think through this logically. What will how are we going to break down the next 3? Like, how is there 3 more movies left? You said you have some thoughts that I'm wanting.
So no, I don't have thoughts on how she's going to break out the whole thing. I just have
Into
thoughts on
5
where they're going to take some different things with Grindelwald.
Okay, let's hear that.
Okay, so it's very obvious that J.K. Rowling puts a lot of her own politics in these movies.
Yes.
So, for example, if you look up the top article for Crimes of Grindelwald, it's Grindelwald is channeling his Donald Trump in the new Harry Potter movie or something like that. And then she has a very good quote on Twitter. Wow, Donald Trump is so bad. Not even Voldemort was this bad. And all her books are about fascism. I think even like her other political works are about fascism. So clearly, she does not like fascism.
Okay, cool.
But recently, J.K. Rowling has been under I don't know if I should call it assault, but she has been canceled by leftist cancel culture online for her comments on transgender people.
I've seen this.
Yeah, on transgender people. Not only that, her treatment of Dumbledore being gay has been severely criticized. The fact,
for good reason.
yeah, for good reasons. The fact that she's so ashamed that she wrote a story about a bunch of white kids that she had to pretend like Hermione
was
had been
black
black the whole time. Which I know is false because she has one black character in the Harry Potter universe.
Dean Thomas?
No, Kingsley Shacklebolt.
Kingsley.
And the fact that he's black is mentioned, I counted 10 times in his introduction chapter. Every description was him. He walked with his black skin, being black. Really good way to write black people. Yeah, she's been heavily criticized from that. So I think she's going to have a little nudge on Grindelwald's character to actually be more of a representation of like left-wing people in the next movie. So, for example, he'll probably have something to do with pronouns or something to do with that in the next Fantastic Beasts movie. I suspect that. And if she's going to go all the way, she'll make Grindelwald transgender because that makes Dumbledore straight when he was with him and completely retcons that idea.
How would blow my mind. When I knew him, he was a woman. But now...
Yes. So, J.K. Rowling, this is my prediction, and we'll see if I'm going to be the one person in the entire world who's right about this.
Okay. Well, I don't know where to go from here. Do you actually try to talk about some real predictions?
I actually do believe that she'll probably put more in her, like, hate... Like,
Yeah, I was following you until...
Yeah, okay, that was my extreme, taking the example to the extreme, but I think there's no way she doesn't put some of her own grievances, because there's no way J.K. Rowling can resist. So she'll have something about, they need to protect free speech. The left is canceling me from talking about transgender people. Like, there'll be something like Grindelwald being against free speech. I guarantee it, because she signed, like, this large, like, thing where, like, a bunch of famous people signed, we need to protect free speech and things like that. So guaranteed that's going to be it. No way it's not.
Yeah.
Where they're going to take the movie, one, Credence is going to die in the first scene of next movie.
I don't think that, though. That would be awesome.
I mean, if you told me Credence was going to be alive in this movie, I would have been like, I don't think so, man.
I know that's true.
That sounds pretty dumb, man. Like, the whole point was that he died at the end.
Why kill him? Why can't just to show he's alive in the first... I don't know. Okay.
I don't know, they could have had he escaped, and then that would have been it.
Yeah, that'd been fine. That way we didn't have to have the awkward, clunky scene.
Really clunky beginning. Holy crap.
Predictions. I'm just trying to think, like, in a story, you have, like, the beginning, middle, end. It's obviously...
For a 5-act play, like, what are the acts here?
Oh, I don't know play, so...
Well, yeah, but, like, it works for, like, normal story. Like, for a 5-act story, what are the acts? So the first one introduces the characters. Second one heats things up, which I guess this
introduces the plot almost.
Yeah,
like this introduces the Grindelwald that he wants to take over the
so
world.
I think Credence is going to have to die by the end of next movie.
He has to die?
I think so.
At the end of the third? No, he seems too important to die after... He's going to die in the fourth or fifth. Well, he seems
so important in this one, but he was not important enough for Dumbledore to mention once in the whole thing.
But I think that's just going to be like a thing we have to live with. I think it seems like J.K. Rowling's really banking on this Credence character, or whatever his name is now, something Dumbledore.
Arrhenius Dumbledore?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about how I hate how the implication that magic is genetic, like the magic just runs strong in the Dumbledore family. Like she's super against fascism, but like she's like giving these like pro-geneticist like, well maybe we shouldn't dilute the magic gene pool then if like it is genetic. Like that's the logical conclusion to that statement.
Yeah, well, then it makes the purebreds...
Yeah, it makes them right. Because it's saying that the magic like genes are flowing through their blood in some way.
Yep. It's a good job. So, really, we all should be racist Slytherins is what she
that's what, if she would put any thought into this whatsoever, then she would have thought of that. Also, like, because... Credence has no magical training whatsoever, but he's still able to summon a magic big giant fireball at the end that destroys a mountain or something.
Because he's a Dumbledore.
Yeah, that's how strong he is.
Yeah.
And any other predictions? Okay, so there's going to be the scene. I guess.
Well, okay, so obviously Newt and her are going to fall in love.
Yeah.
This whole 5-act thing is really bugging me because I don't know where
it's working just like a trilogy in my mind from the first two movies.
It seems like there should just be one more movie.
Yeah, which that's all there's room for in the plot, which is weird.
Yeah, I mean this movie went nowhere, but like
is impressive.
So maybe the next two movies will go nowhere, and then like Revenge of the Sith, everything happens in Revenge of the Sith.
And people are like, well, now where's the one good one?
Yeah.
It's better and darker. Oh, but it can't be darker.
That's all, folks.